Alright, got my cylinders all cleaned up a little bit now. Among other things. My hands aren't getting happy, they're all getting eaten up by chemicals. Okay, now I gotta do my final cleaning. I use my CRC as my final clean. You can use brake clean, all kinds of other crap if you want. Pick your chemical of choice. Clean towel, and that works good. Alright, so that's what it looks like right now after it's been all scrubbed. So I take one of those green foam scrub pads and I go in there and scrub it, and you got to rotate it as you do it, in and out, so you keep the crosshatch going. So it dulls up the surface slightly, but it cleans it a little bit. And the final cleaning is the CRC. Just squirt some in there like that. You go in there and just rub it around in there. So you got a little bit of brownness coming up. That is contamination. That's what you don't want in your motor. It's pretty clean, but a little bit in there. Let's take it, towel, go like that. See the material on it. First cleaning. Get the second one while we're at it. I usually do this 2 or 3 times, depending on what I think it needs. Basically, when your towel comes out clean, they're clean. Alright. Different area. See, now it's not so dark in there. Looks pretty clean. Yeah. Find a clean spot this towel to use. Clean spot. So black this time. So give it a twisting action. You want to try to keep that crosshatch pattern going. So I don't know if you can see how clean it's getting, but it's going to be pretty damn clean. And give it one more time after this time. Should be pretty damn shiny when you're done. If it's not, it's still got crap in it. Okay. One more time. You know, it even feels a little bit smoother too. A little bit gritty when you first started. You don't really notice until after it's clean. When it's clean, then you notice it's not so gritty. Let's see, I don't know places to use on my towel here. A good spot. Alright, here's what we got now. Pretty good. It's a pretty fine finish in here. That doesn't give a lot of room for the grit to stay. It actually makes it easier to clean. Drop the stuff again. Make sure you run something with lint free. You don't want any lint in your motor either. It's almost as bad as a grit. Alright, so there you go. Pretty bright, shiny. Good deal. Towel's getting a little dirty, but still pretty white. That'll be my clean towel for later. Okay, so that's cleaning. Hands are not happy. Okay, next thing I do is forget our rings. These are our pistons over here. I'm going to clean these off too. Even though they come in clean in the box, I always re-clean them. I clean everything pretty much. So you can't go wrong if you clean it. And if in doubt, clean it again. And my bench is clean too. The floor is not clean. The bench is clean. Remember that. Okay. Ooh. Here's instructions. Ooh. Color pictures now. I bet you that cost it. No one of these things cost so much these days. Probably tell me not to mix them up, I bet. See, if I read the direction, I would have known I wasn't supposed to mix them up. Oh, I lost those instructions. Yeah. I'm sure these are very important too. Make sure you read them. Not necessarily going to put the motor together, but later on, like when you're sitting on the can or something, nothing better to do. You ran out of magazines to look at. Yeah, read your instructions. Good time. Get you all excited and warm feely, fuzzy feeling. Okay, that's a molly ring. See how it's got the shiny crap on it? This one's not. That's second ring. Now if this is a chrome ring, it'd be a different kind of shininess. That's an expander. I don't use that. See, that's chrome. See, it's a different kind of shininess than this one, see? Don't mix them up. Okay, let's see how much clearance we got. So you take your cylinder. Here we can see it. Take your ring. There's a gap. Gap up, shove ring in, rotate with a gap, pull the bottom up. Take your piston, flat top, push it into a square. Look at the gap. See how big the gap is? Yeah, it's right there. Big gap. That means you don't have to worry about that one. The oil rings you do two at a time because you can see two at a time easily. Oh, look at that, they got big gaps too. Right here. Oh, okay, we can see it. What a shocker. Yep, another big gap. That was easy. Now some of these companies will give you the rings that are the wrong size. Like they give you standard rings for a 10 over hole or 20 rings for a 10 over hole, or you've got to file a piston on them or you got big gaps. That's when they're too lazy to make the rings correct for that bore size. Okay, that has a gap right there. Looks about right. This is 16 or 17 thousandths. Steel ruler. Put in the hole. See, it's got a lot of clearance in it. That means it's more than that. It also twists side to side. So that means it's probably 2 or 3 bigger than whatever this is. Which means you're probably pushing 19 or 20. That's plenty. Now when you pick it up, if you pick it up by the gaps right here, make sure you pull them up evenly. You can twist the ring. If you pull it from 180 across in the gap with one finger, it rotates, pull up. Now if you don't want to scratch the bore, you can press it like this as you pull it up. It doesn't damage as much stuff. When you put it in, you squeeze it, push in, push both sides equally, pull up the back side, put the piston in it. Look at your gap. See, this one's a little bit tighter, but still adequate. This went in. I'm happy with that. So you can come up like that. Okay, let's see, these are second rings. Pretty tight also. It's only a thou or two bigger than whatever this is. It's close. Now let's see, if you want to bring up this side here, you can bring it up together, squeeze it, reverse. Comes out. And most manufacturers tell you to run around above 15, but this one's getting pretty tight. There's a lot of theories on ring gaps. They change. Okay, so these ones are pretty tight. This is our top ring. So that one is probably around 17 thou, maybe 18 on the outside. If you want to know what your gap is, you go over and measure this. This is 15 thou on this meter gauge. 15. If you want more accurate, you measure with a mic. So I thought these were 16. It's 15 and a half. Oop. Half a thou bigger, see. 15 and a half, not 15. Calipers will round off. Don't forget that. Alright. That's pretty tight. Now if you want to know what you're supposed to run, you go in here and you pull out your handy dandy instruction sheet. Voila, look at all those damn numbers they got. Look for this chart right over here. Pictures are nice, but they don't say anything. So you got a dirt bike, an ATV, a high performance street strip vehicle, street moderate, turbo nitrous. How do you be a moderate street bike if you got turbo nitrous on it? Give me a break. That's race. And you got late model stock. That's a dirt car. Racing. Circle track and drag race. That's racing again. Blown, race only. Yeah, that's getting after pretty good. Then you got nitrous race only. There you go. So these are all the different numbers you use. So top ring, they give you 4 thou per inch is a low number. High performance racing is 4.5. If you're going to run a street moderate with turbo nitrous, you run 5 thou. Yeah, whatever. So we're about 4.5. We got a 3.5 inch bore, so you multiply by 4.5 by 3.5, you get about 15, 16 thou. It's actually a bit less than that, but close enough. It's 14. The second ring, they want a bit looser. We have that too, so we're all right. So like I said, you can read the instructions if you want. Basically, if my 6-inch rule goes in there, it's good. Okay, so these are your big ring expanders here. These are the spring tensions for the O-ring. And they also told you how to place the rings on here. Basically what you do is you don't put them on the thrust face. Oop, damn, camera's too low. Don't put them on the thrust face here, and don't put them on the side, the wrist pin side. That means you work on the 45s. You got here, 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 here. I put the top and second 180 apart. I turn it 90 degrees. I put the O-rings 180 apart. The segment piece, which is this piece, spacer, spring tension, whatever you want, put it where the top rings is at. That way this is 90 degrees from catching on anything. The O-ring, when you put it together with a tension on it, pretty much doesn't move. The whole thing will spin in the groove, but the relationship of these three parts doesn't change. These are spinning in the grooves all the time, so it doesn't really matter where you line them up. They're spinning. Higher the RPM, the more they spin. Lower RPM, they probably spin about 15 RPM, 20 RPM. Higher RPM motor, they'll spin about 45, 50 RPM. So, be amazed how many times you pull a bike apart when they're lined up, my race bike, and I know I put them in differently. But doesn't matter. Still runs with them lined up. Okay, so these are ready to go in. These are the clips here we got to put in. Now, they used to use thin ass clips that I liked a lot. Those are the 20s. These are not the 20s, these are the heavy duty ones. These have a hell of a lot of tension on them, which makes them hard to put in. I like the older ones were CW20s, nice and light. Easy to put in, don't come out. I guess Harley guys are pissing them on, they were too easy to put in. So they give you these big, coarse ass, heavy ones that are hard to put in. The bigger the wire, the more spring tension. That means you have to overcome more force to put them in. You got more chance of breaking it, bending it, screwing it up. I guess that's why they want the heavy ones, so they can screw them up more. The light ones go nice, quick, and easy, and it's hard to screw them up. Alright. Make sure these don't fall in your motor. These are stainless most likely, so probably a magnet won't get them out. Okay, now I marked the pistons on which one's which. This is front, this is forward. That means that's an exhaust pocket. This is a rear piston. Got an R on it, see? This is forward. That's an intake pocket. If you notice, the pocket's the same size, same depth. That means you put the piston in any way you want. Now the reason it's probably a forward on this piston is it's probably an offset piston over here. It's the only reason to be like that. They changed, they're cheating where the center is. It's not on center. It's probably to the back a little bit. Otherwise it wouldn't matter. Okay, so the hard part here is putting the pin clip in it. These are pain in the ass to put in when they're thick and heavy. There's a fancy tool you use to put them in there. I don't have it. So basically I use force. That'd be called my thumbs. It usually makes them hurt. So you put it in there. Do not take the clip and spin it. Bend the damn thing, you dumbasses. Don't take this and bend it like that and then put it in, because then it'll want to pop out. Morons. It's amazing the crap you see on TV. Probably YouTube too. Okay. Now I'm pushing down my thumb as I'm pushing this piece here in. See, it popped in there almost halfway. Not quite all the way. Well, actually it did pop in all the way. The problem is I got the clip right over the groove there, which I don't like doing that. Well, these ones usually don't like to move. There, it moved. See, I can move it a little bit. If you can move in a groove, that means it's in there correctly. Look at, I scratched it. I have to get a new piston now. Damn. Can you believe that? Not me. Okay, we're 1 for 1. Let's try it again. See, it's partially in there. Pop. Goes right in. You gotta be careful, I can pop and hit you in the face too. When it was only halfway in like that, you shouldn't have that anywhere near your eye. I put it near my eye because I was showing you on the video how to do it. See, a lot of things are dangerous when I show you how to do stuff. I'm not protecting myself. Okay, it's in. Now the wrist pins are cut at a 45-degree angle right here. Right here. So when they push against the clip right here, the pin clip, it actually, the harder you push on it, the more it expands it into the piston. That's what's nice about those. Flat clips, they just push against them, eventually push them out. There's a bug on the floor. Killed them. Okay. Now this should make a nice good pop when it's all the way in. Like that. Hear it? There we go. Had to get that crap out of the piston bore. If I go like that, you can see better, huh? See, it hits nice, good bang bang. That means it's all the way in. Do the same thing with this one. Yeah, nice and in there. These are tighter than I use them because they slip down. They don't slip in quite as quick as mine do. It's already in. So you want to hear that nice bang bang bang. If it was in there sideways, you would have a kind of a dud sound to it, you know, dead sound. Okay, so those are good to go. Alright, I always like putting the pin clips in, at least one of them before we go further. Okay, now we get back to our rings. I need to put the rings on first because it'll be in the way. Okay, there's your expanded piece. So, put over here, 45-degree over here. See where it's at. Take our rail. Gotta go from here to over here. Put the rail in it. And let's just wrap it around. Now the O-ring, you can wrap it because it's really thin. And it's steel. So you pick this up. A lot of times you use your thumbnail to get up in there. Put it over here where it belongs. Drop it in. Okay, that one's in there. Okay, the gap is right here. Flip around 180. Over here, 180 is over here. Put it in there. Wrap it around. When you get to here, you can put a big scratch, or you can put your thumbnail under it, or just pull on it as hard as you can. Drop it in there. Make sure it rotates freely. See how it's nice and loose? If the ring's not loose, it's bent. It means you screwed it up. So then your second ring. Second ring are cast iron and not moly. Moly is shiny, cast iron's dull. Should be some kind of a marking. Marks go up. I don't see no mark. Should be a mark on this thing someplace. They're getting so cheap about giving you marks, you can't see them anymore. I think there's a mark right there. See that mark? If you spit on it, you'll see it better. See that little dot? That goes up. See, there's no dot on this side, see? That could be writing also, it doesn't matter. As long as there's some kind of marking, it goes up. Okay, now to put these on, if you twist these things, it bends them like a spring, and they don't work. The rings have to float in the groove, and they have to be able, when you put pressure on these things, the way a ring works is it puts pressure on it and pushes it against the bottom of the ring groove. If you have a spring to it, which means you bend it, this side hits, this side's in the air, the gas comes down, goes around, leaks past. It's called blow-by. You just screwed the ring up. So the way you do these is you expand it with your thumbs, you put pressure on the ring groove with your upper two fingers here, and you shove it in. So you put this all the way down your second groove, right there. I push my two index fingers here as I'm spreading my thumbs. So you spread thumbs, push on fingers. See how it's in the groove right there? Now when you're about halfway around, when the ring stays on here, you can take your two thumbs and push it flat like this. It expands the ring over the top of the piston. Here it goes across. Just push down your thumbs, pops on. When you're all done, make sure the ring is nice and free. See, it goes up and down. That means you didn't bend it. If you bent it, it wouldn't be doing that. Here's our top ring. 99% of top rings out there are not sensitive to how they go in. That means you can put them on any direction. Okay, this one doesn't matter. Top ring, same thing. Spread it, put it on there. We're in the first groove right here. See? Piston's almost all the way around. Push it like that. Now if it doesn't want to go, don't push down right here, it'll bend it the other way. So if you don't have it on enough, then go back and spread it some more. Put more tension on it. See the time I push enough, it went all the way in. See? Make sure it turns freely. See how it spins nice and free. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, so where's our ring groove at? These grooves should be over here. The O-ring rail should be somewhere over here. There it is. So here's our O-ring rail right here. So we want this groove over here. And this one's 180 away, which is over here. Okay, there's all your grooves in the right spot. It's ready to go in the piston into a cylinder. There's lots of ways of putting these things in there. Your choice. Take oil. Lubricate the wrist pin bore by putting some oil on the damn thing. Be careful you don't cut your finger because it will cut you. Then you have a different kind of red lubricant in there. The snap ring grooves are nice and sharp. They grab a hold of your finger and rip the shit out of it. Okay, now I put a little bit of oil over my cylinder. So I like to lubricate the top 1.5 inches of cylinder, or 2 inches max. A little bit of oil. Not very much, just a little bit. Spread it around. One finger does half. Put another drip on there, do the other half. Okay, it's lubricated. That's all you need. Don't worry about the rest of it. It don't need to be lubed. Now when you shove the piston through here, all that oil comes out the top. Half of that oil will wipe off. Which means you threw away half that oil. Make sure you have your hammer nearby. Okay, now we want this to be forward. I don't know what cylinder this is, but it's going to go forward. So that means it should be forward in the motor. Okay, the clip is on the right side, so I put them in. Forward is to the back. When you flip the cylinder over, that'll be forward on this side. Right now it's on the back side because it's upside down. Okay, what I do is I look for the end gap. You put the end gap into the cylinder. And you push the back side of the ring in, push down the piston at the same time, and the rings will go in. See how it just drops in there? You just push it right in. Boom, in. Easy. Okay, now you gotta find the other ring gap. It's over here. Put those in, cock the piston a little bit. Push the ring in. You're collapsing the ring. It's just a big spring. Spin it around. Keep pressure on the other side. Just push the ring in. Put a little pressure on it as you go down. It goes down. Boom, in. Now you can use a flat blade of a screwdriver. Try not to use this side. Use the flat part. And make sure it's not real sharp on the screwdriver tip. It'll scratch the ring. You can use that. You can also use a scraper. That works good too because it won't damage anything. I use my thumbnails a lot. That's probably why they get damaged. Okay, now here's the O-ring rail right here. So that means the other one's on this side. So for some reason it's out of spoosh. There, we put it back over there. Okay, that means the other one should be over here someplace. There it is, right over here. So push that one in like that, and push it in. Now this one, you gotta just tap it a little bit. A little bit from each side. Kind of rolls it around, see? Here's our gap here. Put that in a little bit. Just tap it in. Nothing more than just that much pressure. If you're beating on it hard, you're going to break something, bend the rig, cause damage. Okay, this has to be above the piston here, or cylinder, to get the wrist pin in the hole. Not high enough. Raise it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, see, that's ready to put in there now. It's a loaded cylinder piston assembly, ready to assemble. There you go. Now if you want to store these things, you just push the pin in the middle and drop it down the hole, and you can store it like that indefinitely. But you got to put oil in here in the bore, or it's going to rust. Okay, that cylinder's ready to go. Now what I didn't do is I didn't look to see which piston I put in there, because I was being a dumbass. Luckily, I had a 50% chance of doing it correctly. So see how it's rear marked and rear down there? That means dumbass did it correctly. Helps to be lucky at times, right? Because I wasn't paying attention. This one says F on it, see? This cylinder here is F. Now if you saw the honing video, you know why there's two different pistons, because this is a half thou bigger. Actually, it's 3/4 of a thou. Yeah. It's 3/8 of a thousandths bigger. That's 3/10 bigger than the other piston. Actually, it's closer to 4/10, but who cares? Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And we get onto that. So, do our oil. You don't need to go in there very deep, just a little bit. Try not to rub it too much on the bench because it's wear the coating off. This coating doesn't come off that easy though. But it will scratch eventually. Okay. If it doesn't feel like it's wet while you're doing it, keep moving around until it is. Okay, that one's all lubed. This one's not lubed. I don't lubricate the wrist pin because I got the hole lubricated. When you shove the piston through the pinhole, it lubricates it. Alright, that's it for that. Okay, now we haven't put the rings on here yet, so we're going to put rings on here. This time I'll do it slightly different. Do it an easier way. Put the gap right over here. Put the lower ring over here. So now when you load it around, the overlap is right there, so now it's covered. I don't have to fight it. The other way I did it backward, I had to fight it. Okay, pull this one down a little bit. Boom. So right there in that spot. Remember, you can only wrap the O-ring. Okay, there's the second ring. There's that hidden mark. It is hidden too. I don't know why they hide that so much. So I didn't quite have it in the right spot, see? Fighting me a little bit. Turns freely. Should be dropping the hole easier though. What's up with that? Maybe I bent it a little bit. There we go. See a little bit of twist in the ring. A little bit more. Modifying it there a little bit. See, now it drops down easier. I put a little bit of twist in it. Try to straighten it slightly. See, even I do it every now and then. But that's how easy they are to bend them. Yeah. See, I haven't had that problem. Oh, it's still catching a little bit. Some more pressure than it should to do it. There we go. Bent a little bit more. Now it goes up and down evenly, see? The ring gap's not catching on one corner. See? So the ring is now straight again. It was off a few though. Alright, so where's our gap at? Gap's over on that side, so this gap's here, this one's over here. Like that. We're all gapped. Okay. Do this one again. Forward goes this way. Pins on this side. Double check and make sure it's forward. It is. This time the gap is over here. So the gap's right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. Ah. The gap is right here, see? Twist it a little bit and then push in the backside. Drops the ring in, see? Push down at the same time. See the ring's way up here? Just push on it. Biting me a little bit more. The angle isn't quite as what it was. See, it popped out over here. Didn't have enough angle on it. Need more piston angle. See how it goes in better now? Oop. Too flat. One's in. Go like that with your hand. Looks better with a little bit of a hammer though. Okay, we're loaded. There you go. Two cylinders waiting to go together. Don't lose your two clips. Very important. Okay, we're ready to do this. Alright, rust brake.